In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how we use Instantly.ai to book more than 200 sales calls every single month for our own agency through cold email, and how collectively we book probably more than 1,000 sales calls per month for our clients using Instantly.ai as well. If you don't know who I am, my name is Laurence, built and scaled 2 different agencies, Laurence Marketing and now Hey You, where we help other agencies just like you to put more calls on their calendar. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my screen and walking you through step by step exactly what we do and how we build our campaigns and how we build our clients' campaigns as well. So you can shortcut your learning process and kind of skip to the front of the queue and be able to implement these strategies directly into your business, because we've tested hundreds and hundreds, possibly even thousands of different variations of what works, what doesn't work, and utilizing some of Instantly's tools, but not all of them, and kind of tested lots of different stuff basically. So to save you going through that same kind of arduous process of testing, you can just watch this video and find out exactly what we do and the lessons we've learned through lots and lots of different testing. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have your email copy and your lead list ready to go before you kind of even log into Instantly. If we look at email copy, just sharing my screen here, as you can see, we've got this. It's called spin tags. So this is something that is built in directly to Instantly. And what it allows you to do is when you use spin tags, you're able to, instead of just saying hi first name to your prospect, you're able to say hi, hey, or hello. And you can add in as many kind of variations of hi as you want to. But the reason that we do this is we want to make sure that the email service providers don't see us sending the same message over and over again. If they do see that happening, they're going to think, hold on a second, why is this person sending 100 emails a day with the exact same text time and time again? So spin tags allows us to protect our email addresses a little bit, because that's really the aim of the game, is to protect your email addresses as much as humanly possible. And this really helps. So to give you like another example, you could then change your opening sentence to, I thought I'd get in touch. And don't take this as like gospel of what you should say, because it definitely isn't. So you can just put variations of the same thing. The reason I'm contacting you. So just small variations to what you're already saying is going to help keep the email service providers on its toes basically, and let them know that you're not sending out the same message over and over and over and over and over again, which over time is going to really damage the deliverability of your emails. So you want to make sure that you have your email copy ready to go before you go into Instantly. And I'm not going to go into like the depths of what you should include in your email copy. We do have a video about that on the channel. So after you've seen this video, then go back and take a look at that email copy video. It's going to tell you exactly how to write email copy and how to use spam keyword checkers and things like that. For this video, you just need to make sure that you've got your email copy written with spin tags, and you can pause this video and kind of copy this like formula in order to be able to put it into your Instantly account. And you also are going to need a leads list. So this is just obviously an example leads list, and you're going to want to make sure that you have cleaned your leads. And I would strongly recommend that you clean your leads through something like Neverbounce. We don't like to use the lead sourcing software's verification tools because they're not as powerful, they're not as good, they're not as thorough. So we put all of our leads through Neverbounce. And then what you want to do is you want to go into Instantly and build out a campaign. We're going to go in and I'm going to build a campaign exactly how we build it for ourselves and for our clients as well. So first thing you're going to want to do is add your leads. So I am going to add this lead list here, and you might have more information here. Now I'm not going to tick this. I would recommend that you probably do, just so you're not contacting the same people. But if you get to that stage where you're contacting the same lead more than once, which is absolutely fine, by the way, then you would untick this. We don't hit this verify leads because we've already done that, and then we're going to upload. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to grab our email copy. So we might put in like hello, first name, and in the subject line we might call this is for you. And then we'll put like more copy here. Thanks, Laurence. And then let's hit save. And then when we preview the email, what you can see is we've got like, hi, Sam. So what's happened is for Sam, they have chosen hi. And then for Bill, for example, they might instantly select hey. And for Mike, they might select hello. So it just keeps it fresh. And you can obviously do that spin tax many times throughout the email copy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in multiple steps. So what we like to do here is we like to send 3 emails per lead. So a campaign for us is made up of 3 emails. If we send out 4 emails, we will book more calls than if we send out 3 emails. So why do we only send out 3? Well, we like to have a clean and clear start and end date for our campaigns. One lens to look through, I guess, when you're doing cold email is that the number one thing that you want to achieve is the longevity and the preservation of your email address that you're sending from. What we want to do, and it might be easier if I kind of come over here. So let's say we've got like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So let's say we're going to run a campaign and we're going to contact, let's say, for ease of sake, 50 leads on a Monday. So then we're going to wait a day and then we're going to follow up with these 50 leads and contact them on a Wednesday and on a Friday. So there's a day in between. So we're going to wait 2 days. So therefore we're contacting them on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. What this means is that there is a clear cutoff point. Now let's say, for example, we want to contact 100 leads in a campaign. What most people do is they will go 100, 100, 100. Now that is going to damage your email address quicker. And the reason being is it's very unnatural for an email address to send 100 emails in one day and then 0 the next, and then 100 and then 0, then 100, then 0. So what we would prefer to do, instead of doing that, is we would contact 50. And then what we would do is we would contact another 50 and then follow up with them on a Thursday and a Saturday. Now, sending emails on a Saturday is not ideal, but you've got to work kind of with what you've got. So what we're able to do now is contact 100 leads, but send no more than 50 in any given day. So we can follow up with them well. But if we were to now send a follow-up 4 and maybe follow-up 5 for this particular tranche of leads, so there's 50 leads here, if we were to follow up with them, send a 5 email sequence and do this here and here as well, what this means is that we're contacting 100 leads, but now it's taking us through till Wednesday of next week, which means that the volume of leads that we're contacting to the email addresses that we have to send from, that ratio isn't as strong as we would like. So what we want to do is we want to kind of hit as many leads as we can, draw a line under the sand at the end of the campaign, and then move on to the next campaign and the next campaign. If we let one campaign run for too long, then we're getting diminishing returns after each email that we send. We could get, and we probably would, if we sent these follow-up emails here, we would get calls booked, but it's diminishing returns. It would be much more effective for us to start again on the Monday, and we would get many more calls booked from a new set of leads. So I hope that makes sense. So that's kind of what we do, and we do for all of our clients as well, is we send out an email to 50% of the leads that we want to contact from this particular campaign, and we send them out on a Monday, and then the second 50% we send out on a Tuesday, and then we alternate days in terms of follow-up, just so we're not putting too much stress on our sending email address. It just keeps things healthier and keeps the longevity there. That's what we do. In this example, we've got 5 leads, but let's say we had 100 leads. How do we make sure that Instantly only sends an email to 50% of our list on any given day? So in this case, what we need to do is make sure that Saturday is selected, because we're going to be sending emails on a Saturday. So that is the schedule. It's from 9 till 6. You can change that to whatever you want, whatever time zone you want. Personally, we have 9 till 7. And we have it on Eastern time, just because 7 p.m. is not 7 p.m. everywhere in the US. So for time zone reasons, we kind of stretch it out a little bit. And that gives us 10 hours worth of email sending. And that's important, and I'll explain why in a second. So when we move over to the options tab, so there's quite a few things here that we need to discuss and go over. So the first one is accounts to use. It says select one or more accounts to send emails from. So this is where you've got your email addresses already loaded into Instantly. The email addresses that you're going to be sending from, not those that you're going to be sending to. So these are the ones that you own, that you're using to send out emails. I strongly recommend that you only select one email address here. The tendency is to create one campaign, load up all of your email addresses, pop them in here, and send them out. And the reason people do that is because it's quicker and it's easier. But it doesn't give you the insight that you need into your email address health. It takes more time to create a campaign and change it and look at, kind of build it for every single email address that you own. But that's what we do. And it takes a very long time, admittedly. But at the end of the week, what we're able to do is we're able to look at each campaign and look at the individual open rates of each email address and look at how healthy the email address is, basically, and then make decisions for next week's campaign as to whether we use that email address or we don't. Maybe it needs fixing. Maybe it needs a little rest. It's been working too hard. Maybe we've loaded too many leads onto that email address, or maybe we haven't and it's working really well and we might want to send more emails from that email address. So if you throw all of your emails into this section here, you're not going to be able to identify the health or understand the health of each individual email address. So I'd recommend that you just do one there. We stop on auto reply. So if somebody sends you an email in response, they automatically come out of the email sequence. This is not as perfect as I would like it to be. People respond, but they still do get emails from time to time. So just be aware of that. We do not track link tracking. We do track email opens, but we do not track link tracking. If you are sending purely text-only emails, then you can select this and it will optimize or improve, should I say, your delivery, but you cannot track open tracking. So I would not select this. Even if you are only sending text only, I wouldn't select this, because knowing your open rates on your email addresses is really a really valuable metric.
Hey, just real quick, sorry to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to let you know of our brand new free course that we have just launched that takes you through how to book more appointments on your sales calendar through cold email. The course is completely free. It comes with a free community as well, where there's live calls where you can ask me anything, get your questions answered. The second link in the description is going to take you to the free course. As I say, completely free. And it's going to walk you through how to get success from your cold email campaigns. So I will leave it there and enjoy the rest of the video.
I'll just hit show advanced options here. So the daily limit. So max number of emails to send per day for this campaign. So if you've got 100, if you want to contact 100 leads from this particular campaign, then you would do 50%. So you would just put 50 in. So that is the number, not the percentage, by the way. So if you wanted to contact 40 people, you would put in 40. But you generally want to be putting in 50% of whatever the number of leads you have here. So in this actual example, I might put 3 because there's only 5. But for a normal example, you'd probably put something like 30, 40, 50, whatever it may be. Let's do like this real life example. So I'm going to put 3. Now, time gap between emails. We want to send emails as infrequently as possible. Going back to our schedule, here we have a 10-hour window. So we have a 10-hour window to complete our campaign. If we look at a 10-hour window, 10 hours is 600 minutes. So we have 600 minutes to send out, whether it be 50 leads, 50 emails, whether it be 3 emails in this example. But you've got to figure out how many minutes do you have throughout that day and how many emails are you wanting to send in that day. And then you want to divide the two. So let's say we've got 50. So we have now got 600 divided by 50. So if that was the case, and we were trying to contact 50 leads every day, we can basically send an email every 12 minutes. So we can come back in here, and what I like to do is I like to take a minute off just in case. And then I might put in a random of one minute. So it might do 11 minutes and it might do 12 minutes. Again, this is going to disrupt. It's going to change the pattern, a bit like when we're changing the copy in our email addresses. We're also changing the time in between email sends. Now, if you have, for example, let's say you only wanted to contact 20 people per day, and you had 30 minutes in between. You could basically send an email every 30 minutes throughout the day. What I would do is I wouldn't put 30 here. I might put 20, and then here I might put 10, just to keep it really varied. Instead of just like making it every 30 minutes religiously, which is a nice buffer in between 2 email sends. But when it starts to like create a pattern, that's when their ears of the email service providers are going to prick up and go like, what's going on? So keeping it nice and varied is going to work well. But in this scenario, let's say we've got like 11 and 1, which is not ideal, but it's okay. The maximum number of new leads that we're going to contact each day might be 50. And we're always going to want to prioritize reaching out to new leads over scheduled follow-ups. You're generally going to get more calls booked on your first email than any other. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do other emails, but you should always prioritize first email send, basically. We don't use this A to Z testing. We do all of our testing in-house. We like to kind of be in control of it. We don't, whenever like there is testing, A/B testing and also an algorithm involved, we like to stick away from it, because algorithms, like, this might just be me being a bit of a control freak, but I like to be able to see the data myself and then make those decisions myself, as opposed to leaving up to an algorithm that I don't know truly whether it works or it doesn't work. So I would prefer to just see that data in black and white and say, okay, well, for example, this subject line has a 65% open rate and this subject line has a 52% open rate. I'm going to go with a 65%. Like, leaving up to an algorithm might work, might not work. I don't know. I don't know how the algorithm was built. I don't know how effective it is, how accurate it is. So I don't want to use it, basically. Provider matching doesn't really actually impact your deliverability that much. So basically, if you've got a bunch of different email addresses that you're sending from, and you've got like an Outlook email address, you've got a Office 365, you've got a Gmail, it will prioritize what email gets sent from what. Now, if you're only doing one email address to send from in each campaign, which you should be, then this is not going to make any difference. Stop campaign on company reply, we don't select that. And then we don't use the verification tool inside Instantly. So again, this is not something to be concerned about. So that's kind of how we launch a campaign. In terms of like what we do after it's launched, the main thing that we want to do obviously is track the performance of the campaign. So there's a few things that we look out for. We look to start with at the open rate. The open rate of the emails are going to dictate the performance of the campaign. If they're bad, then doesn't matter what we're writing, doesn't matter what we're saying, it's not going to work. So we keep a really close eye on that. And then we also we want to make sure that we're keeping track of our replies. People responding to us, responding to the emails, and making sure that we actually do everything we possibly can to turn those interested people into sales calls. The way that we do that is we monitor them. We want to respond as quickly as humanly possible. And Instantly has a tool where when somebody replies, a prospect replies, Instantly will mark them either as like a lead, interested, not interested, and there's a few different categories. But what we're ultimately concerned about is interested leads. Now, Instantly has an algorithm that will try and determine whether a lead is or isn't interested based off their response. And it's not that accurate, to be honest. It works kind of, but it doesn't work properly. So I wouldn't rely on that. But what we've got is we have linked up our Instantly account to our CRM system. So whenever there is an interested lead, what we will do is we will run a little zap that when we get an interested lead inside Instantly, we will put it into our CRM system, and then we will wait a few days. We will see whether or not that interested lead has booked in a call based off the stuff that they've seen from our cold email campaigns. If they haven't, they will then go into our newsletter sequence inside our CRM system, Active Campaign. And then what we'll do is we will email them, basically add them to our newsletter and email them from our actual CRM system as opposed to Instantly. So we're not like leaving semi-interested leads that have asked questions but maybe haven't booked in a call. We're not leaving them and forgetting about them. We're adding them to our CRM system. All of that is automated. So all we need to do is just make sure that interested leads are actually marked as interested inside Instantly. One thing that there is that I didn't actually cover is when you go to leads, there are AI prompts. So you can connect your OpenAI to Instantly, and it can create, there's lots of different templates here. It can create personalized first lines. We don't actually use it. I feel like the first lines at the moment are still a little bit, they're just not very good. So we don't personally use it, and none of our clients use it either. I think sometimes they can do more harm than good. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is that's how we generate more than 200 appointments for ourselves, for our own agency, through Instantly.ai. Now, if you've got any value from this video, please hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you want help to set up systems like this that work on autopilot, and maybe even have a VA come in and manage the entire process for you, then that's exactly what we can do. We can help come in, build out these systems, put the people in place into your business so you don't have to do the legwork of running the cold email campaign. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, if you want to book more appointments on your sales calendar, if you want to grow your business, then click the first link in the description and I'll explain exactly how we can help. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.